Welcome to the deep dive. We crack open the sources, pull out the crucial insights, and basically give you what you need to be truly well-informed.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So today we're tackling something pretty fundamental. Success. You know, that thing everyone wants but often feels, well, mysterious.
Right. Like it's just luck, or you're born with talent, maybe born into the right family.
Exactly. But what if most of our successes, and yeah, even our failures, aren't random at all?
What if they're just the result?
The result of our daily habits. Those little choices we make, when nobody's watching.
It's a really provocative idea, isn't it? And our source for this deep dive, The 9 Habits of Inevitable Success, it really lays out a case for that.
It does. So we're going to dig into these 9 habits. They sound simple, maybe.
Deceptively simple, I'd say, because we're going deeper. We want to uncover why they're actually incredibly powerful, and honestly, pretty dangerous if you ignore them.
Yeah, dangerous is a strong word, but it feels right here. Because this isn't about some secret formula, or an expensive course.
No, not at all.
It's about the choices you make every day, the ones that are quietly writing your future right now.
And the source backs this up, right? With science and history, it shows countless people who started with, well, basically nothing.
Nothing, and built empires, reshaped things, just through disciplined habits.
While on the flip side, you see really talented people, loads of potential, who just never quite make it because their habits, those tiny daily routines, are actually working against them, sabotaging them almost.
So what's the common thread here? What ties these 9 habits together?
Well, what's really interesting is how the source frames them, not just good ideas or tips.
Right.
It calls them survival codes for success, like essential programming.
Survival codes. Okay. That shifts the perspective.
Yeah.
It's about moving from just letting life happen
to actually designing it intentionally. Yeah. It's about optimizing your whole operating system.
Okay, I like that. So where do we start the foundation?
Exactly. Let's start with the habits for physical and mental vitality.
Yeah.
The absolute bedrock.
All right. Habit number 1. The source calls it the $1 billion secret. Plenty of sleep. Seems basic.
It does sound basic. Just get some rest, right?
Yeah.
But the source really pushes back on that simplicity. Sleep isn't just downtime.
It's more.
Oh, yeah. It's like the brain's essential repair cycle. While you're asleep, your brain is actively cleaning house.
Cleaning house?
There's this thing called the glymphatic system. It washes away metabolic waste, like toxins that build up when you're awake. It repairs neural connections. It locks in memories. Without that deep clean, things start to break down.
Wow. Okay, so the brain's literally taking out the trash while we sleep. That's a powerful image.
It is.
But it flies in the face of that whole hustle culture thing, doesn't it? Grind 24/7. Sleep is for the weak.
Totally. That mindset is everywhere. But the source points out the, frankly, terrifying cost.
Which is?
Get this. Consistently cutting even just 2 hours of sleep. It drops your decision-making ability to the level of someone who's legally drunk.
Wait, legally drunk? Seriously?
Seriously. We're not talking about feeling a bit tired. We're talking measurable impairment. Judgment, risk assessment, creativity. It all tanks.
That's actually scary when you think about big business decisions or doctors or pilots.
Exactly. Major errors happen. Accidents happen. It has real-world consequences.
It reminds me of Jeff Bezos. Built Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he famously guards his 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, he talks about it. Says his big decisions are worth billions, so he needs his brain fully charged.
That really challenges the whole sleep when you're dead idea.
Completely. It shows that working smarter with a sharp, rested brain is often way more effective than just grinding out more hours.
So the takeaway for you listening is pretty clear then. Sacrificing sleep. You're basically sacrificing your future potential.
You really are. Success needs a rested mind, period.
Okay, building on that. Habit number 2, eating healthy food as medicine or poison. Another one that sounds simple.
But the impact is profound. And immediate.
Yeah.
We often trade good food for speed or convenience, don't we?
All the time. But the core idea here is that every single bite, it's either fueling you for success or
it's slowly undermining your ability to get there. It's not just about weight. It's about brain function, energy levels.
And the source gets specific, right? Like sugar gives you that quick burst.
Yeah, then the crash. Leaves you tired, unfocused, useless, really.
And junk food, all that processed stuff.
Causes inflammation. In your body, sure, but also in your brain. That directly hits productivity, clear thinking.
Whereas the good stuff balanced, whole foods.
That's the fuel. Sharpens memory, boosts creativity, literally helps your brain stay younger, longer.
The source mentions something really shocking here about diet.
The global impact.
Yeah. That poor diet kills more people worldwide than smoking, alcohol, and drugs combined.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? And the mental health connection is huge, too. Nutrient deficiencies can actually look like depression or anxiety.
Wow.
It just shows how deeply our physical fuel affects our mental state. Makes you wonder, right? If our bodies and minds are the tools we use to build our dreams.
Why are we filling them with junk?
Exactly. Why use low-grade fuel? Successful people, the source says, they guard their diet like treasure.
Makes sense. Which leads nicely into habit 3. Staying active motion creates emotion. Again, we think exercise, we think abs, losing weight.
Yeah, the aesthetic part. But this source argues it's much deeper. It's about rewiring your brain for success.
How so? Rewiring.
Well, when you exercise, you're not just working muscles. You're triggering the release of chemicals in your brain. Endorphins, sure, they boost mood, confidence.
Okay.
But also things like BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Sounds technical, but it's like miracle grow for your brain cells.
Okay.
It helps grow new neurons, especially in areas crucial for learning and memory. It's a direct upgrade to your thinking hardware.
A biological hack for thinking better, like that. And there was that stat, too. Regular exercisers are what, 25% more productive?
Yeah, 25% more productive at work. That's like finding an extra 2 hours in your day without working longer hours.
That's a massive advantage.
It really is. Think about it. While some people are just dragging themselves through the afternoon fog, the active person is alert, energized, feeling good, more resilient to stress, too. It creates this upward spiral.
Your future won't move if your body doesn't. Simple as that.
Pretty much. It's fundamental.
Okay, from moving the body, let's shift to something quieter. Habit 4. Going outside the forgotten mind healer. This one felt, forgotten in our screen-filled lives.
Right. It's so simple we overlook it, but the core idea is powerful. Nature.
Is
medicine.
And there's science behind this.
Oh, yeah. Tons. Just 20 minutes outside. Measurably lowers cortisol. That's your main stress hormone. It improves your mood, helps reset your focus and creativity.
Like hitting a reset button.
Exactly. And you see practices like Shinrin-yoku in Japan, forest bathing.
Air baiting, right.
Studies show it reduces anxiety, boosts your immune system, might even lower cancer risk just by being among trees.
That's incredible. The sourcing is this really stark comparison, too.
The solitary confinement one?
Yes. Comparing prisoners totally cut off from nature and the mental breakdowns they suffer.
To us now, stuck indoors, glued to screens in these digital prisons, as the source calls them, experiencing record levels of anxiety, depression, burnout.
It really makes you think about our modern environment, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
What if a big part of the cure for our collective mental health struggles is just stepping outside more often?
A simple, free cure we're mostly ignoring.
Seems that way. It's an invitation, really. Reclaim that connection.
Okay, so from the outside world, let's turn inward. Habit 5. Doing meditation, controlling the battlefield of the mind. Sounds intense. Like a weapon.
I think weapon is a good word for it, actually. A tool, maybe, for navigating the biggest battles, the ones inside your own head.
And it's not just about feeling calm.
No, it's way more than that. The science is fascinating. Consistent meditation literally changes your brain structure.
Physically changes it.
Physically, it can thicken the prefrontal cortex. That's your command center for focus, planning, emotional control. And it can actually shrink the amygdala, the brain's fear center.
Wow. That's a tangible effect.
It is. And you see who uses it, right? Billionaires like Ray Dalio swear by it. Top athletes, Kobe Bryant famously used it. Even elite soldiers use it for focus under extreme stress.
So it's a performance tool, really, for mental toughness.
Absolutely. Think about the statistic the source mentions. The average person has something like 60,000 thoughts a day.
60,000?
Yeah.
That's a lot of noise.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. Around 80% of those thoughts are negative or repetitive or just useless mental chatter.
80%. Wow.
Meditation doesn't magically erase those thoughts. What it does is train you to notice them, to not get swept away by them, to choose your focus.
So you gain perspective, control.
Precisely. Without that skill, your mind can easily become your enemy, right? Distracting you, feeding you doubts. With meditation, your mind becomes your strongest ally. You're in the driver's seat.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've covered the physical and mental foundations. Now let's shift gears a bit into mindset and social habits.
Right. Habits for growth, resilience, dealing with the world, and yourself.
Starting with habit 6, accepting failure, the entrance fee to success. This one's tough for a lot of people, I think. We hate failing.
We really do. It's countercultural in many ways. But the source is adamant. This isn't optional for real success.
And the core idea isn't about avoiding failure.
No, it's about how you respond to it. That's the difference maker. Failure isn't the end. The source literally calls it the entrance fee you have to pay to get to success.
The entrance fee. I like that framing. And the shocking part for me was that it's often the fear of failure that stops people.
Yes, paralyzing fear. They're so afraid of looking bad or making a mistake that they just don't try. That fear is the real killer of potential, not the failure itself.
You look at the big names. Edison, trying thousands of times for the light bulb.
Over 1,000, yeah.
J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers for Harry Potter. Colonel Sanders, over 1,000 rejections for his chicken recipe.
1009, the story goes. These aren't exceptions. They're examples of the process. Failure is part of the path.
So it's about seeing failure as data, feedback.
Exactly. Learn from it. Sharpen your approach. Use every setback, every no, as fuel to get better, smarter, tougher. It's about persistence fueled by learning.
Got it. Okay, next up, habit 7. Asking for help, the untold superpower. This feels like another counterintuitive one. We're told to be self-reliant, right?
Yeah, the whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps myth is strong, but the source just dismantles it.
How so?
By stating the simple, maybe shocking truth. Seriously, nobody. Behind every big success story, there's a network. Mentors, partners, advisors, friends.
It's an invisible support system.
Totally. So asking for help isn't weakness. It's recognizing reality. It's actually wisdom, strategic leverage.
But our pride gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We don't want to admit we don't know something or need assistance.
Oh, absolutely. We suffer in silence, trying to figure it all out ourselves. But the source highlights that the most successful people, they're constantly asking questions, seeking advice, admitting what they don't know.
It's strength, not weakness.
It really is. Think about iconic duos like Jobs and Wozniak. Jobs needed Wozniak's technical genius. Even someone like Elon Musk talks about mentors who guided him early on.
Right.
Asking for help lets you tap into other people's experience, avoid their mistakes, learn faster. It multiplies your own abilities. That's why it's a superpower.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, habit number 8. This one's blunt. Losing your ego, the enemy within.
Yeah, no punches pulled there.
Yeah.
The core idea is simple but critical. Your ego, it's the silent killer of your success.
How does it kill success?
Well, it blinds you. It stops you from learning because it convinces you already know everything. It poisons relationships because you can't admit fault or listen properly. It tells you you're better than others.
It's like internal resistance.
Exactly. And history is full of examples, right? Leaders like Napoleon, whose ego led to disastrous decisions. Corporate scandals driven by executives who thought they were untouchable.
It's a recurring pattern.
It really is. And the source talks about the lies ego whispers.
Like what?
Things like, I don't need advice, or I'm too good for that task, or the classic, I can't admit I was wrong. Believing those lies just shuts down growth. Stops you dead in your tracks.
So the takeaway is, check your ego at the door.
Pretty much. Lose your ego or you risk losing everything else. The source points out that often the greatest leaders are actually the most humble. They listen, they learn, they empower others, they build something bigger than themselves.
Humility is a strength again. Okay, that brings us to the final habit, number 9. And this one feels maybe the hardest. Removing toxic friends, the brutal, necessary step.
Yeah, this one can be really emotionally charged because it often involves people we genuinely care about, people we've known a long time.
But the message is stark, isn't it? Your friends, your close circle, they're either building you up or tearing you down.
No middle ground. That's the source's argument. It sounds harsh, but it forces you to evaluate the impact people have on you.
And there's science here too, about influence.
Definitely. Studies show your income level, your health habits, even your happiness levels tend to mirror those of the people you spend the most time with. We unconsciously absorb their attitudes, their limitations, their negativity, or their positivity.
So you become like the company you keep.
Essentially, yes. Which makes the toxic label important. These aren't just people you disagree with sometimes. These are people who consistently drain your energy, undermine your confidence, dismiss your goals, or pull you into negative patterns.
And the really hard part is, sometimes these people are close friends, or even family.
That's the brutal part. Cutting ties can feel disloyal, painful. But the source argues that keeping those connections, if they're truly toxic, is ultimately fatal to your dreams and your well-being.
So it's a necessary act of self-preservation for success.
That's the idea. Successful people are deliberate. Not just about their actions, but about their associations. There's that quote the source uses. If you want to fly, you cannot keep walking with people who are crawling.
Wow. That paints a picture. Choose your flock carefully.
Very carefully. It's about creating an environment that supports your growth, not one that constantly holds you back.
Okay. So we've gone through all 9 habits. As we wrap up this deep dive, let's circle back to that final shocking truth the source emphasizes.
Right. That these 9 habits, they aren't just nice to haves. They're not optional extras.
The what?
Survival codes for success.
Yeah.
That's the term. Essential. Ignoring them, the source warns, leads down a path to mediocrity, maybe burnout, definitely regret.
But embracing them.
That's where transformation happens. It can fundamentally change your future in ways most people don't even allow themselves to imagine.
It really hammers home that core message we started with. Success isn't random. It's not just luck or talent.
Nope. It's built, day by day, through consistent, repeated habits, the ones you choose.
And the really crucial point, I think, is that most people listening probably know a lot of this stuff intellectually.
Oh, absolutely. We know sleep is good, junk food is bad, exercise helps.
But knowing isn't doing. And that's the gap. Only a few actually practice these things consistently.
That's the hard truth, the knowing-doing gap.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a final, maybe provocative thought to take away from this. It comes straight from the source, a question for you to reflect on personally.
Which is?
Will you be one of the few who rise? Or one of the many who fall?
Oof, that's direct.
It is. It forces a choice. Which of these habits will you choose to truly embrace? Not someday, but starting today.
A powerful call to action.
A powerful call to action indeed. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We hope this exploration hasn't just given you information, but maybe that spark, that motivation to start making those small daily choices.
The ones that really do write your future.
Exactly. Until next time.